Hello, side thinkers. Yes, I'm calling you side thinkers now. I don't think it will stick either, don't worry. Don't worry about that. I don't think it will stick. Welcome to what I'm calling Extra Thoughts. This is just extra random little fucking videos that probably won't ever make a show, extra little clips, and just me giving my hot takes on stuff just as and when they happen, right? So they're just short little fucking snappy bites. Because no one wants to sit through an hour of shorty fucking rambling. This one, I'm going to give my first impressions of Starfield, the brand new Bethesda game, which I'm fucking loving, by the way. Spoiler alert, I'm loving it. I'm going to try and keep my review, my initial first impressions, relatively spoiler-free. There is going to be some gameplay footage splattered over this, so if you've not played it or don't want anything ruined fully, maybe don't watch the video, but I'm not going to give away anything groundbreaking in this, you know? So you're probably okay to watch. Or maybe just listen. Close your eyes if you don't want to see the gameplay footage. I say it's my first impressions. I'm actually about 53 hours in. 54 hours in. And it doesn't sound like a lot to the people out hundreds of hours in already, but I don't get much chance to play games outside of streams, and it's probably my most played game at the moment. I absolutely love the game. I think it's beautiful. I think it's programmed really well. I think the storylines, what I've experienced so far, are great. I think the exploration on the planets is really good. All the different species you can come across, all the different minerals, resources. You know, the outpost building is all right. It's as good as any. It's as good as any kind of Bethesda games had. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. And you know, it is just Fallout in space. It's a classic Bethesda product, right? And by that I mean you know what you're getting in a Bethesda product, right? You are getting a fucking inventory simulator for 30% of the game where you've got to manage your inventory so you're not running around encumbered. Anyone who plays these games, Fallout, Skyrim, whatever, you know one of the first things you've got to do is get some extra storage. You've got to find a good route to sell stuff to traders. You've got to find all this kind of stuff there to manage your inventory quite early doors because you get encumbered quite quickly. And of course, you've got to go for the skill tree to get higher levels of inventory and all that kind of stuff. So it's 30% inventory sim, and the other half of your life is spent walking around the streets whilst random NPCs talk at you for 20 minutes about their wife and kids who are stranded on another planet, whilst he's over here selling mechanical parts just so we can buy some more mining equipment so the miners can go to the heart of Mars, get Heart of Mars out, and I don't know, do some other kind of shit. You hear a lot of like life stories, but what I will say is the NPC voice acting I find quite nice and quite relaxing at times. Don't get me wrong, 50 hours in, a lot of it's kind of skipped. A lot of it, bar like your main quest, is just kind of filler fodder. You know, it's there, right? It's there. It's a Bethesda game. You're going to talk to a lot of NPCs, and they're not that badly programmed in this. I quite like them. As with all games of this type, and as with any kind of RPG or especially, you know, your Skyrims and Fallouts, you've got your main quest line, right? And obviously you'll kind of stick to that main quest line initially, maybe. And I think you probably have to do one, maybe two missions before you can branch off and do whatever the fuck you want. I'd advise anyone going into the game to do like 4 or 5 of the main storylines because a few things unlocked that you might find useful on the other quest lines. But yeah, I've gone for a bit of the main quest, got a few powers and stuff like that. Anyone that's watched trailers for the game, that's not really a spoiler, but I've got a few powers, got a few bits and pieces, and now I've been on, you know, I'd probably say 45 of my 53 hours have been spent on side quests. I've obviously done lots of random fucking fetch and carry missions for NPCs and all these other little bits and pieces that go on. I've kind of been sticking to the faction quests. I've gone for the United Colonies faction quest line. That's really quite good fun. All about the terramorphs that are attacking places. That was quite a fun storyline, and there's quite a good reward at the end of it, which is always good. I'm in the middle of the Crimson Fleet storyline, which is by far my favourite so far. The Crimson Fleet storyline is great. Characters seem good. And actually, I've realised that being a part of Crimson Fleet helped me out on other like planets and everything else, because it means pirates don't come after me. Bitch. I've just started the Ryugen industry storyline, and that seems alright so far. Not touched a Freestar Collective. I've not touched any other real proper side quest outside the faction stuff. I'm picking those up as we go, and there's just a realm of things to do. You add into all the quest lines, you've also got your usual crafting stuff to do. Your spacesuit crafting, your helmet crafting, your space pack crafting, weapons, cooking, all that kind of shit. Then you've got outpost building, of course. You can build outposts on various different planets, and there's various different perks you can get, and I think some of that is really clever, and the way in which you have to choose the right power for the outpost, I think it's all very clever. I think that's really cool. Then you've got spaceship building, and spaceships become very, very integral quite quickly depending on what quest lines you're doing. Your spaceship not only is an inventory carrier, not only is it to fight other spaceships, not only is it to travel places, you have to manage your fuel capacity, so you see how far you can grav jump, all that kind of stuff you wouldn't think of. There's a lot of inventory management, a lot of spaceship management, a lot of outpost management that goes into it if you really go down those roads. You could probably get through the game without doing any of that, but I'd probably advise it. It's Starfield's been built up for so long. There was obviously high expectations from a lot of people, me included. It was always going to let some people down, right? When you build something up this long, it's always going to let people down. One of the main things that's let people down is the fact that you fast travel everywhere. You can't fly between space, like between solar systems. You can't fly from space to ground. It's all kind of fast traveling. I'll be honest, I don't mind. The space travel part for me, I'm not interested in really. It would be nice maybe to be able to fly around a planet and have a look around whilst you're like fly low level and fly around, but I appreciate that opens up a realm of stuff like you can go crashing into different bases, into different research posts, and it kind of you end up with an element of people being able to cheat the game a little bit and just score that way. So I get why they've not done it. What I will say is though, it's a bit of a menu simulator. When you'll get some quest lines where you'll go talk to Bob on Mars, and then you'll go talk to Cassandra over on planet Procyon B, and they're like opposite ends of the fucking universe, and you have to travel. You can only grav jump so far, so you have to jump to a different system to get there. And if you're going back and forth to do a mission, it can be a bit of a faff. But obviously with these games, when you're grav jumping through systems, the idea is you go to these planets and you explore them. But then you pick up more missions, more things to do, and your mission list just gets longer and longer and longer. I think I've got like 30 things in my mission list waiting for me to do. And I've not been lazy with missions. I've been doing missions, but the list is fucking endless, which I think is a good thing. Yeah, that's the only thing I would agree with people. It is a bit of a menu simulator in that sense. Everyone does kind of mock Bethesda for their releases because generally speaking, they're full of glitches. They're known for being open to modders. They're quite happy with that. But what it also means is they're known for modders trying to kind of fix some glitches in the game before they do. Personally, glitch-wise, I've had no touch everything, wood, whatever. I've had no game-breaking glitches. There's a few little fucking annoying things, like when you're sprinting, your character's kind of looking over the shoulder like this to look for their companion that's miles behind. So there's a bit of that. That's a bit annoying. I'd like to see that one gone off. But if you're in first person, you don't notice it. Guns glitch into walls occasionally and shit like that. Nothing game-breaking for me, really. Oh, there's one. So one of the companions you can get, Lynn. She's gone missing. I assigned her to my outpost on the moon, called Lynn's gaff and everything, and she's gone missing. So she will. She's just gone missing from there. I assigned someone else to that outpost. She appeared. So I took that person out of the outpost. Now she's currently on the moon, chilling, but she's not actually assigned as part of my crew. She doesn't appear on the list, and I can't talk to her. She's just kind of glitched on the moon. Again, crew members bring different perks to different outposts and onto your ship and stuff. I don't understand enough of it to be bothered. So, I find it quite funny. But all in all, the game runs fucking smooth as hell. I'm on quite a mid-range system. It's a good system, but, it's a few years old now. I'm not on top range, and I really find it smooth as hell. It's one of the smoothest games, actually. It's one of the smoothest games I've had on launch for a long time. Like, every Call of Duty struggles more than this is. So it's pretty impressive. A lot of people will also talk about the boundary issues and compare it to No Man's Sky and all this other kind of bullshit. And none of that's really bothered me. I never liked No Man's Sky. I've tried it. Those that have watched my streams know I've tried it a few times. It doesn't. They're two different games. No Man's Sky is more procedurally generated stuff, whereas Starfield's 1,000 built worlds with some procedurally generated stuff. But I'm not bothered. I don't run in a straight line for like 15 minutes to hit a boundary. I'm running around in circles and I'm getting fucking eaten by dinosaurs, right? I don't care. Like, honestly, there's 1,000 planets to explore. There's hundreds of missions. I don't know how many missions there are. There might even be 1,000 missions, but there's hundreds of missions. Who's got the time to do this shit? Just enjoy the game for what it is. There's no point comparing it. If you don't like it, fair enough. Don't play it. Ask for a refund. Do whatever you want to do, but just fucking shut up your whinging, right? The gaming industry is very self-entitled in terms of what people want nowadays. What can I say? There's not much I'd improve on the whole thing, really. The only thing I would say is the fast travel stuff. I like sometimes a mission will say, "Oh, go to the Red Mile," and I'm like, I picked up that mission fucking ages ago. I don't know where the Red Mile is. Now you can go straight from your mission to the planet, which is quite cool. You can set your course to that mission, so that's quite handy. But actually, if later on then you go, "Oh, where was the Red Mile? Where was that now?" You there's no way other than Googling or finding it. I'd love to see a search box so you can just type in, right, I want to go to Mars, and it will show you where it is, tell you what solar system it's in at least. Because trying to navigate through the solar systems to try and find a planet or the moon that you want to land on because you've forgotten where it is. You can remember what planet is called, but you can't remember where it is. That's a little bit of a faff, so I would like to do that. And, there's currently no ground maps, which I think is a major omission. So it's all about travelling and maps for me that bug me. But, I've got no quibbles. I'm not that bothered by any of it. So, big fan over here. I've not got a rating system. Maybe I should invent a rating system now for games and albums and stuff. Should we give it... I know. Let's give it 4 thoughts. 4 out of 5 thoughts. And I'll put something down here, like... They can be like thought bubbles. They can have 4 thoughts. They can have 4 thoughts out of 5. It would be a 5 because I fucking adore it, but there's just a couple of bits that irk me. Not enough to give it a 5, but it's a very... and I'll leave this review there. I don't know if it's been a good review, a bad review. Drop your thoughts below if you've played it. Tell me what you've done. That's it, really. This is an extra thought. This is an extra thought. That won't make an episode. It's just popped into my head, so I've just come on to ramble about it. So, thank you. Bye-bye.